Now for the last look. Everybody I know is on it, a reality TV star told the Wall Street Journal. It's the drug of choice these days for the 1%, a dermatologist said to the New York Times. They're talking about semaglutide, the active ingredient in two medications flying off pharmacist shelves in the U.S. right now. The first, Ozempic, came onto the scene in 2017 as a diabetes treatment. But the patients in clinical trials reported losing significant weight. And rather than include the reaction as a side effect, its maker, Novo Nordisk, turned it into a lucrative selling point.
And you may lose weight.
By 2021, the Danish drug maker started selling Wegovy, a weight loss specific dose of semaglutide aimed at treating obese and overweight adults. Early results seem remarkable. Company-sponsored studies have indicated that those on Wegovy can expect to lose around 15% of their body weight after nearly a year and a half of treatment. And as users celebrate their slimmer waistlines, investors and medical companies are eyeing fat profits. The bank UBS thinks semaglutide could be the biggest drug ever. And some estimates project that Novo Nordisk could sell between $3 to $4 billion worth of it in the United States this year alone. After all, diet and weight loss is big business. Americans spent $76 billion last year alone trying to shed pounds. That's money spent on everything from medical programs to gym memberships to diet soda. But behind all the fads and follies lies a stark reality. Today, obesity is at an all-time high. More than 40% of American adults are obese, and obesity is a major gateway illness, leading to complications like diabetes and heart disease. The conditions and complications caused by obesity put huge strains on America's health systems and its economy, with the Milken Institute estimating that in 2018, obesity cost the United States $1.39 trillion, or nearly 7% of that year's GDP. And obesity is not just a problem in the first world. Rates are rising quickly in middle-income and poor countries as well. The World Obesity Federation projects that by 2035, nearly half of the adult populations of Mexico, Iran, South Africa, and Algeria will all be obese. And so, as The Economist points out, these new obesity drugs could potentially improve the health of billions and also make the world wealthier.
Jolo, you look thin.
Thank you.
Ozempic?
Yep.
But they've gotten so popular among celebrities in the US that everyone from the cast of the reality TV series Real Housewives to tech mogul Elon Musk are talking about them. Ads have even been plastered around the New York City subway, and people from Hollywood to the Hamptons are rumored to be using them just to drop a few extra pounds. So, how do the drugs work? Their exact mechanism of action is not known. They're believed to regulate blood sugar levels and imitate a hormone to signal to users' brains that they feel full. They may also slow the movement of food through the stomach. Some scientists are now studying the possibility that these injections could quell more than just food cravings. Sarah Zhang in The Atlantic writes that many users experienced a decrease in alcohol use, smoking, shopping, and even nail biting while taking the drugs. Scientists do not yet have a complete picture as to why these behaviors change in some people, but early reports suggest that it could be due to the drug's impact on the brain's reward pathways. Addiction researchers have taken note. These drugs could be a real game changer, but there is still a lot left to learn about how they work and what kind of long-term impact they may have.
Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, gallbladder problems.
For starters, they come with an increased risk of pancreatitis, gallstones, and renal failure, according to the drug's prescribing information. Use of the drug in rodents during clinical trials even led to an increase in thyroid cancer. Of course, these are risks that may be worth it for those suffering from serious medical conditions like obesity, but may not be for people just looking to have beach-ready bods by summer. The shots also don't address the underlying drivers of America's obesity epidemic. The drugs may be useful to treat obesity as a disease, but attention should also be given to prevention. Government policy should encourage easier access to affordable and fresh produce and high-quality proteins, as well as wind down farm subsidies that have made artificial sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup ubiquitous in American diets. And as people brag on the internet about how the drugs have lessened their appetites enough to make them eat like a toddler, some specialists worry that casual use could put more people at risk of developing an eating disorder. Their arrival has also intensified society's fixation with being thin online, as social media influencers help drive the conversation toward unrealistic beauty standards. The bottom line is that this is a good news story. The new class of drugs shows great promise in our battle against the bulge, and it may be transformative in the fight against obesity. But it's important to proceed with caution and to remember that our vanity is easily exploited. Thanks to all of you for being part of my program this week. I will see you next week.